This is Morning Life. As I said again, my name is Jeffrey Kimayo Somba. If interested, JKS. Now, we shall have the news updates later, the newspaper review. Then afterwards, we shall have a discussion or a conversation that will be going along the issue of politics that are using Kenyan youth or Kenyan politicians using the young people for their political advantage. We shall have to get, and they'll be helping us understand this conversation. Now, we're starting off with the updates, and human rights organizations and residents of Kericho have called for the immediate exhumation of bodies allegedly buried in a mass grave at Makaburini Cemetery in Kericho town. The demands came after reports emerged of a grave containing approximately 14 bodies, some believed to have been mutilated, raising concerns over possible human rights violations. Residents are also urging the Kericho County government to explain how bodies reportedly transported from Nyamira County ended up being buried in Kericho.
Why are people coming here and dumping about, I was given about 14 or 12 bodies at the same place. Hiyo ite mass burial. Mass burial tunaambiwaga kwamba kuna watu 14 ambao wako katika mochari wanafaa wazikwe na watu wanajua na wanapatiwa notification na hatujui.
Kwa hivyo sisi tunataka tu ile barua ya kuonyesha kwamba hao watu walishikwa wakina nani. Hiyo ndio shida ya hao raia wote. Na tunataka itolewe leo. Na kama sio leo ni sasa hivi. Hivyo ndio tuende kazi nyingine.
As a human organization, we are demanding a swift response in terms of a statement from the government, both the county government and the national government, particularly the county security team.
Now moving on, the family of former Cabinet Secretary Rafael Tuju has reported his mysterious disappearance after efforts to reach him since Saturday afternoon proved futile. According to the family, Tuju was expected to attend an interview on Ramogi FM on Saturday night but never returned home, and his phone has remained switched off. Concern grew on Sunday morning when his son, Mano Tuju, received a call from the current police station, OCS, requesting confirmation of an abandoned vehicle found along Miotoni Lane. The vehicle was confirmed to belong to Tuju, and Tuju's lawyer has also confirmed that the former CS filed a police report on Saturday claiming he had been trailed by an unmarked white Land Cruiser 70 series the previous day. His driver has also been reported missing. A missing persons report has been filed at the current police station, with a second report lodged by the family as investigations intensify. Tuju's disappearance comes amid a heated legal battle over the planned auction of his prime current properties following an alleged 1.9 billion loan dispute with the East African Development Bank. The properties under contention include Entim Sidai Wellness Sanctuary and Tamarind Karen within Dari Business Park. Laikipia University students staged protest on Saturday, paralyzing transport along the Nyahururu-Nakuru Highway following the death of a first-year student during a hiking event. The students reported that Hilary Fulimu was injured during a hike at Subukia Falls, but efforts to secure emergency medical assistance were unsuccessful after an ambulance allegedly failed to respond. They said a border rider eventually rescued him and rushed him to St. Michael Nursing Hospital before he was referred to Nyahururu County Referral Hospital, where he later died. Accusing the university management of negligence, the students are demanding a complete overhaul of the institution's leadership. They insist that the incident reflects broader failures in students' welfare, safety protocols, and emergency response within the university.
The fact that tunakuwa ignored as students, mmoja wetu anapigwa in hike on an accident, tukiita ambulance tunaambiwa at it's holiday, driver hazikuja. Sasa shida yenye tunapitia kama comrades wa Laikipia, tuko sisi wenyewe kwa wenyewe. We have leaders tuliwaelect, hakuna kitu wanatusaidia. Umeona, si mara ya kwanza hii kitu. Ukipigia ambulance ya shule wanakuambia reg number, na akifika hapo tena anaanza kumgombanisha mzee.
Principals of the United Opposition have urged President William Ruto to stop interfering with the church, accusing him of abandoning the same institution that supported his 2022 presidential bid. Speaking during a church service at SK Kauro Parish in Kiaru constituency in Murang'a County, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua alleged that the government has been sponsoring goons and police officers to attack churches, citing the incident at Witima Church. He questioned why no arrests have been made despite ongoing investigations.
Kanisa imekukosoa kwa sababu umepotea njia. Ile matamushi inatoka kwa mdomo yako, hapana ya Mkristo na hapana ya rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Wewe uko na shida na kanisa kwa sababu unajua kanisa imekuacha. Wewe unajua ya kwamba ulikuwa president kwa sababu ya support ya Mlima Kenya na kanisa la Kristo. It is the Church of Christ and the mountain that helped you to be president. Along the way, umesaliti kanisa. Hao wachungaji, they are in problems from their congregation. They are being accused by their members of having misled them to support you. These, our bishops, our reverends, our evangelists, convinced all of us, our members, that for the first time since independence, the Church of Christ had a candidate in William Ruto. Kwa hivyo watu ya kanisa wote wakakuombea, wakakupigia kura. Ulipofika ukageuka. You broke all the 10 commandments. Kwanza zile 3 ya maana sana: mauaji, wizi na uongo. Sasa hao wahubiri wanakazwa na members yao. They are ashamed. They are embarrassed because the congregation is on them for having guided them to elect you as president. You deceived everybody. You took everybody.
And moving on, President William Ruto has pledged to continue uniting the country through his broad-based government. Speaking during the commissioning of the Rusinga Island Ring Road in Homa Bay County, the 20-kilometer road completed at a cost of 1.3 billion was initiated in August 2024 to promote equitable development in a region long overlooked. Addressing residents, President Ruto emphasized that the project demonstrates his administration's commitment to delivering balanced development across Kenya. The newly commissioned road, stretching along the shores of Lake Victoria in Somba North constituency, is expected to boost Rusinga Island's tourism and enhance blue economy activities. Planned initiatives include the construction of fish landing sites, fish markets, rescue centers, and aquaculture cages.
Na nimekuja hapa kazi ya ujenzi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Vile tulikubaliana na Mungu akatujalia, tukaunda serikali ya broad based, ile ambayo inaunganisha Wakenya wote, ile ambayo itatusaidia kuondoa ubaguzi na ukabila na kuweka taifa letu la Kenya pamoja. Mimi nafurahi ya kwamba leo, mbali na vile tulivyopiga kura, leo sisi ni Wakenya wamoja na sote tuko pamoja katika serikali ya broad based kama wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya. I want to give you my assurance that this region, this county will never be discriminated again and marginalized again in the Republic of Kenya. Nirudie. Sijui kama tunaelewana jameni. Wacha nirudie niseme hivi.
And on a different story, religious leaders have continued to caution politicians against engaging in abusive and derogatory politics following incidents witnessed in recent days. Among those speaking out are Archbishop Anthony Mweria of the Nyeri Catholic Archdiocese and his counterpart Archbishop Philip Anyolo of Nairobi. They warned that such political behavior poses a serious threat to national stability and cohesion. The church leaders called on all political actors to uphold respect, civility, and integrity in public discourse, emphasizing that the country's space, peace, and unity must take precedence over partisan disputes.
The political temperatures in Kenya, we want to ask our politicians, they are the sons of this country. You know, let them look at us as the people also who elect them and bring them to that levels, for them to serve us, to serve the people of Kenya. People of Kenya are lovely and they like their leaders and they want to hear positive things, also things for development and helping them from them. And when there are a lot of quarrels, you know, people are upset. So we want to ask them, maybe we still have time to reach the elections to come, but we want to ask them to come, to be friendly to one another. As a church, we should never stop telling them to come together always and reconcile and allow God to use the best leader of our country from them. All of them want leadership, and God will do the best He can through the people who throw votes into the leadership. So we want to ask our leaders to be sober in their language, in their thinking, in their doing of things, to be sober and focus that what they are doing to the greater service of the people of Kenya and Kenya at large. So thank you. We have in the church is very important because the church cannot be without leaders. The church, Catholic Church, is hierarchical, and it means it has to work in the leadership. It has to work in the structures and through the structures. The leaders we are electing and putting into the service of the people are free-willing leaders who will accept to serve the people, first of all. That's the thing. Secondly, there are people who will be committed to serve the people in the Matters Church. There are people who are virtuous. There are people who are available at all times to support people. But above all, there are people who have that sense of leadership of Jesus Christ Himself, the sense of leadership, sense of service. So we need leaders who will serve the people, because as a leader, people look at you, not only mentally, not only speech-wise, but also practically as you do your work and as you support them to grow and learn, also to fish the fish that you are giving them. So, my dear people of God, in these days, when things are hot even in our politics.
And our story related to churches and politics, Nyeri Town Member of Parliament Duncan Maina has cautioned politicians against using churches as platforms to promote inflammatory politics. Speaking to the media, MP Maina urged political leaders to respect religious institutions and use them wisely, emphasizing that churches should not be exploited to spread divisive messages or incite tensions. He called on all leaders to uphold civility and integrity in public discourse, noting that religious spaces must remain sanctuaries of peace and unity rather than arenas for political maneuvering.
We have allowed UDA party to use the schools as polling centers and polling stations for the purposes of the upcoming UDA primaries. We are working together, we are open, and we have given very firm instructions to the aspirants that we are not going to entertain any destruction or any interference of properties of the school.
Uchaguzi on that 27 voting itaanza saa 2 asubuhi mpaka saa 11, lakini wale watu watakuwa kwa kituo saa 11 wote wataruhusiwa wapige kura na baadaye matokeo itatangazwa. Lazima mnajua sisi tunatumia hii mfumo yetu ya digital.
And matters education, basic education principal secretary Julius Bitok has announced that all schools in Emurua constituency will be closed on Friday, March 27, 2026 to allow the United Democratic Alliance Party primaries to take place. Speaking during a meeting with UDS aspirants in the constituency, PS Biton cautioned that anyone found damaging school property during the exercise will be arrested and prosecuted. He emphasized that learning institutions must be protected even if they serve as polling centers. UDA National Elections Board Chairman Anthony Maura assured aspirants in the upcoming Emurua parliamentary by-elections that the party primaries will be conducted strictly in line with the party rules, promising a fair and transparent process.
We are very concerned about what has been happening in northern grazing zones in Meru County. For some time now, our people have been thoroughly disturbed by the bandits and the cattle rustlers who come and invade them in the wee hours of the night, and they cut away their livestock, killing people, leaving property destruction, and leaving our people crying all over. So, as leadership of Meru, we are saying enough is enough. This cannot be allowed to continue by any means. So we are condemning with the strongest terms possible that which has been happening to our people. We are calling upon the government to rise to the occasion and control this menace, because it is an eyesore in the people of Meru. We have seen women crying. We have seen children who have been made fatherless. Windows are increasing every day, and our people, the church is affected, the community is affected, livelihoods have been lost. This cannot continue. So we are saying we are not empowering other people. We don't want to take arms into our hands. We want the government to act. The CS of Interior, I don't think he is doing enough. And if you can't stand the smoke, you need to leave and quit the kitchen. So we are calling upon the CS Interior to rise up and do what he must do. And if he cannot offer security to the nation, he should just resign and then go home and allow the president to appoint somebody else who is more responsible. Hata sisi tuko
amani hamna, sababu hata kuswali kwetu kila mtu tunaogopa hata kutoka usiku sababu ya mikora. Jambo la pili ni vile ambavyo mifugo inaenda. Kila saa serikali inatuambia kuna usalama, na kisha baadaye wakifanya mkutano after mkutano mifugo zinaenda na watu wanazidi kufariki. Watu watafariki, tunauliza sisi kama Waislamu, watu watazidi kufariki mpaka lini? Na nani atakuja kuwalinda kama sio nyinyi? Yaani hao waizi wana nguvu zaidi ya serikali.
Tunaomba viongozi katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, hakuna kitu inashinda amani. Kila kitu, amani kikosekana, mambo yote inaharibika. Watoto watapata shida. Tunaangalia nchi ambaye hazina amani, majirani zetu. Kuna Somali, saa ile balaa janga liko Iran na nchi zingine. Tunaona mwananchi hana pa kukimbilia. Na Bwana Murkomen, tunaomba kama sisi wakaazi wa hapa Yembe North
On a different story, religious leaders from Meru County have condemned the escalating cases of banditry and cattle rustling in the region, urging the government to take immediate action. Speaking to the media, the leaders called for peace and warned that continued inaction could worsen insecurity. They specifically faulted the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, asserting that he should resign if he is unable to address the ongoing violence effectively. The religious leaders emphasized the need for coordinated efforts between security agencies, local leaders and communities to curb criminal activities and protect residents' livelihoods. They appealed to authorities to prioritize the safety of citizens and restore stability in affected areas.
Because this is the main highway. Our main bridge collapsed, and this is the only route. So national government and the county government rely us to help the resident of this area. Others, if they don't sort this earlier, we are going to record accidents daily on this highway. This is my fourth time talking here as the chairman of the center. This road has claimed over 10 people. So the national government, the county government to come out to help us solve this situation.
The government na national government tukuje pamoja tuone vile tunaweza saidia wananchi wa hii area. Accident imekuwa hapa mingi. Watu wanakufa kila siku. Watu wa mama mboga, boda boda. Sasa mambo imekuwa sasa tunaomba kama ni mzuri, rais kama pesa kuna kuja hata tupatie flying over. Hii barabara iende mpaka huko Nyamware. Kama ni ngumu wa block malori huko Kakrao, ipite direct iende huko mpaka Gojope. Hapa hii barabara imekuwa kidogo sana. Na tukiendelea hivi tutapoteza watu wetu sana. Sasa muingie kwa hii kitu kwanza, tuweke siasa kando, tuangalie mambo ya maslahi ya wananchi.
Hii accident imenipata hapa. Nilikuwa natoka Tao, ikanipata hapa Kawa. Kufika hapa Kawa, hiyo lori katoka huku juu na mbio ikaua watu hapa. Hii barabara ni kidogo jameni. Naomba serikali atuongeze hii barabara, wabomoe hizi maduka. Barabara iwe kubwa, alafu hao mama wetu wanachunga mpaka kwa barabara. Tafadhali serikali achukue umrikali, atoe hao mama. Hiyo ndio maneno yangu.
Fanyika leo hii imetusangasha sana. Mambo yetu kubwa ni kuwa tunaomba serikali ya juu kuungana na serikali ya chini ya Migori waungane pamoja.
And on a sad note, 2 people have died and 3 others sustained injuries after a lorry rammed into a shop at Kawa Shopping Center in Migori County. Speaking to the media, area residents expressed deep concern of the safety of the road, noting that it has been the site of multiple fatal accidents, claiming at least 10 lives to date. The community has called on the government to widen and improve the road to prevent further accidents and ensure the safety of motorists and pedestrians. Authorities are ready to release an official statement on the incident.
Watengeneze hii barabara yetu, sababu hii barabara ni pana sana. Hii barabara hii inafaa ikuwe kubwa, kwa sababu inafaa hata map yenyewe inatoa kuwa ukisimama hapa kwa roundabout inafaa uone huko juu, kutokea huko juu mpaka huko chini. Sasa tunaomba wale contractors ama serikali ambao wako na nguvu, kama kuna nyumba inafaa ibomolewe iko kando ya barabara, tunaomba serikali mambo ya kuchukua pesa chini chini kwa wananchi alafu mnaacha manyumba kando za barabara. Hii ndio inachangia ajali, na hii barabara imeleta ajali mingi sana, si hata mara ya kwanza kwa ajali kufanyika hapa Kawa.
This is Morning Live. My name is Jeffrey Kimayo Somba. We're taking a short break. We're coming back with the newspaper review. Please stick around.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world. You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
EBN TV cares about the growth of your business. To advertise with us, call 0725 386 501 or 0740 653 453. EBN TV, transforming your world.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
EBN TV is spreading the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ across the airwaves, reaching hearts and homes all around the world. At EBN TV, we are committed to sharing the good news of our Lord Jesus Christ with the nations. We invite you to partner with us in this great mission to reach the world with the gospel. Together, we can make a lasting difference for the kingdom of God. To partner with us, kindly use the till number displayed on your screen, and that is 88193148819314. EBN TV, transforming your world.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
A very good morning once again. This is Morning Live and this is the newspaper review. We're starting with the Standard, or I've got the Standard newspaper, the Kenya's Board newspaper, then I've got the Daily Nation. Now, it's almost talking of the same thing on the top pages, but we're starting with the issue of Raphael Tuju, and it's about the abduction that happened just a few days ago. This was on Saturday, and the newspaper, the Standard newspaper, is clearly indicating on top of each page that it's abducted and again missing. Now pressure mounts as family and advocates demand answers of the mysterious disappearance of former Minister Raphael Tuju and his driver, with police probing his abandoned vehicle and a high-stakes land dispute and the sender allies one of threats linked to his current property battle, urging swift action to secure his safety and uncover the truth as questions deepen of alleged lender interest and stalled court proceedings amid rising public concern. And this is a story you need to read from page 4. But at the moment, we would not like to engage in much speculation, but would like to ask the relevant agencies to ensure that Tuju is back safely, since we all know the tribulations that he has been facing lately, and someone might want to harm him. And this is from Patrick Lumumba, and is a lawyer. Now, more of details I'll be giving you from page 4 as far as Raphael Tuju is concerned. Now, page 2, it's all about over 2 million Kenyans suffer from epilepsy. Stigma blocks treatment. Then, epilepsy is a neurological condition that occurs following a damage of the brain. Despite the high numbers, majority go untreated due to stigma, misdiagnosis, and limited access to care. Then we looking pictured is Emmanuel Kagura fell while playing with his peers in school. He had seizures and was rushed to a facility where he was stabilized and got back to school. But the seizures persisted for days on further medical checkup, including magnetic resonance imaging. This is what we call MRI, and electrophallogram, that is EEG. It was revealed that he had epilepsy, and you can read that story of epilepsy and stigma and what the society needs to do as far as epilepsy and the stigma is concerned. Then page 3 of the Standard social realities takes center stage at Nairobi Region Drama Festival. Teachers say drug trafficking has become increasingly feasible in school students, unrest and growing influence of external actors in school disturbances also highlighted. Then we can see pictured Riara Springs Girls School students celebrate their winning play, Golden Keys, at the Nairobi Region Film and Drama Festival yesterday. Then below, the creative sector demands airtight digital shields in copyright law, and the push for a modernized copyright framework in Kenya has reached viva pitch as stakeholders respond to the Copyright and Related Rights Bill in 2026. And this proposed legislation, spearheaded by the Kenya Copyright Board, KECOBO, seeks to replace the decades-old Copyright Act of 2001, which many in the industry argue has left creators defenseless in the face of digital revolution. And for over 20 years, Kenya's creative sector spanning music, film, literature and visual arts has been governed by a law enacted before the era of high-speed streaming, social media dominance and artificial intelligence. Read that story from the lower part of page 3 of the Standard. Now, Tuju disappears as billion shillings property dispute. And then family advocates demand urgent action as police probe disappearance of Tuju and his driver. Tuju claims lenders Ireland not debt as East African Development Bank insists loan defaulted. So we can see then also pictured, you can see Raphael Tuju's lawyer Paul Nyakmonti left and PLO Lumumba addressed the press at N-Team Sidai Hotel in Karen yesterday. And below, Mr. Tuju's vehicle was towed to Karen police for further investigation. The number plate is KCL. No, that is maybe for personal information. If you need that story, you can check it from page 4 of the Standard newspaper. Then Kioni visits Gachagua in conciliation move. Okay, now meeting could mark a conciliatory handshake between Gachagua and Uhuru Kenyatta. Kioni softened his stance against Gachagua after Uhuru urged him to stop attacking the impeached deputy president. Now below we can see regarding Gachagua receives a ship from Jubilee Party leader Jeremiah Kioni in Nairobi on Friday. Okay, now we're looking at that. Maybe we're looking at a place where we're looking maybe of kind of handshake between the former president Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. So we're waiting to see what this brings in the political arena. And then 6.8 billion program to help reduce maternal infant deaths in Kenya is among 7 African countries set to benefit from $5.25 million, which is 6.8 billion investment aimed at reducing maternal and newborn deaths. Okay, to be a benefit to our country. Then moving on very fast. Page 6 state in the spotlight is Kericho's secret mass grave aura unfolds. And we hope this is not another Shakaula in the creation. And witnesses say 3 men arrived at dawn and ordered diggers to prepare a large grave. Resident says he saw several bodies in body bags being dumped in the grave. Read more of this story from page 6 of the Standard newspaper. Then it's a mystery where 24 is the number of people still missing following a wave of state abductions in 2024 and 2025, according to the reports of human rights organizations. Then police tear gas, heavy rains, Linda Mwananchi's Narok rally. Then the group led by Senator Edwin Sifuna drew a large crowd at Rungu Moi grounds. They said their primary focus is to rally Kenyans to vote out in next year's election. Then Odinga's family dismisses claims of internal division. That's a story you need to read from page 7. Then our residents turn Nairobi Dam into a farm. You can read that story from Page 7. Then Ruto eats out Gachagua claims he wasted 5 years in parliament. Then the president and his former deputy have reportedly or recently been engaging in a bitter exchange of words. And he described Gachagua as a man who did not have any track record in Kenya. Now, okay, I'm also looking at those people in opposition who maybe someone is demanding them to have a track record. Now, when should you have a track record, and how should your track record look like? How do we need to rate you, or how do we need to gauge you as a leader? Through the manifesto that you gave to us, or through your rate card, or even through the scorecard, or through maybe the track record that you've had. Remember, you've not been elected in any political position. It's puzzles of politics in this country. Then Kenya moves to mainstream herbal medicine. Then Cambridge says studies have shown that 6 traditional medicines treat some cancers. Traditional medicine practitioners are calling for a formal engagement with researchers. Then pictured on the left side is Evelyn Langata, traditional medicine woman, first herbs in Southwest Mau Forest on February 2022. This is okay, from page 9. Then page 10, 66 billion funding gap pushes public schools to breaking point. Remember yesterday, not yesterday, but last week, we were promised of schools keeping well, and it was a threat to the school heads and principals that you're not supposed to send any child back home. In the lack of uniform, in the lack of food, in the lack of fees, you should not do that. But we're seeing 66 billion funding gap pushes public schools to breaking out, or to the breaking point, whereby the situation is particularly dire in secondary schools, where the government requires 74.5 billion. Only 51.8 billion has been allocated, leaving a deficit of 22.6 billion. Then a story you can read down there, whereby it's a funding crunch. About 180 billion shillings is the amount required for the education sector, but only 115.6 billion has been made available, leaving a staggering deficit of over 66 billion. Then skipping page 11 to page 12, the caricature, whereby in many parts of the world we look at that, then chaos regions, or if Iran doesn't fully open without a threat at the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will eat and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. This is Donald Trump this is the U.S. president. Then we're looking at chaos reigns, and this is from maybe some regions, and then we're looking at a bomb maybe being thrown to some regions, and someone is asking from the caricature, is this World War III? And extends to the seas and ocean beds. We're looking at some of the sea creatures maybe struggling from this, and from the caricature you can read, or you can check it more from page 12 of the Standard. Now moving to the Daily Nation, altered court. It's all about a court, and a court has blocked further deportations of the farm's employees. Then our deported Chinese could cost Kenyans 7 billion. Then someone is asking, or on the spot, we're looking at Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, then Attorney General Dorcas Oduor, Douglas Kanja, Police Inspector General, and then Immigration Director General Evelyn Cheluget. Now, it is a curious dispute between two Chinese state-owned farms of a lucrative Kenyan project partly funded by the UK government. China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, which bid 22.9 billion, claims in court papers that Kenya authorities deported its officials at midnight to twist the firm into dropping a case challenging the award of the tender to China Road and Bridge Corporation, which quoted 29.9 billion. This is from page 4 to 5 of the Daily Nation. And someone is asking, or the Daily Nation is asking, where is Tuju? The family of Ravel Tuju, who has been in news lately battling with eviction from his auctioned current property, as reported in missing from Saturday evening alongside his driver Steve Mwanga. His lawyer says the former Rarieda MP's car was found abandoned in Karen, Nairobi. And this is from page 3. Then we are talking of also crime where who killed Sharon. Judgment due in May. Nearly 8 years later, the court is set to deliver judgment in the case against the former Migori Governor Okoth Obado and his aide Michael Oyamo. And we will be keen, and maybe we shall be updating you on this when we get to May, and maybe this will be the final judgment. Then mystery depends on Kericho mass grave. Then focus has shifted to the planned exhumation of 14 bodies reportedly buried in a mass grave in Kericho town as authorities seek to establish the victims' identities and causes of death. Yesterday, Nyamira County officials acknowledged burying 13 unclaimed bodies at Makaburini Cemetery, but could not confirm whether they were among the 14 discovered on Saturday. Page 2 and 3 of the Daily Nation. Then the mystery of bodies buried in Kericho depends as DCI 6 exhumation orders, and read the story from page 2 and maybe part of page 3. Then family lawyers say Tuju missing since Saturday night. Then Meta faces fresh storm as moderators complain over contents from AI classes. And we'll be checking that story from page 3. Then page 4, how deported Chinese staff could cost Kenyans 7 billion in rail tender roll. Read the story from page 4 of the Daily Nation. Then we're looking at page 6, where opposition and Ruto is plotting Rigathi arrests. All right, then Wiper and DAP-K luminaries won the president and Chariot against going after the DCP chief for alleged murder. Okay, we shall also be following up on this story. I shall be letting you know what it was all about. Then President turns up the Eton critics during his tour of Homa Bay. Then silent wars threaten unity of broad-based coalition. Then we can see pictured ODM leader Oburu Oginga is installed as Luo elder at Kango Kajaramogi in Bondo, Siaya County yesterday. Then page 8, taxpayers to cough up 3.1 billion for Ruto trips. Okay. Then PSC Ngoi tells Parliamentary Committee to the additional cash will fund 11 foreign trips after having already spent 22.2 billion. Having already spent 22.2 billion Kenya shillings, and this is maybe too tough for the taxpayer. And this is taxpayers' money used for only movement around different regions where we don't know what exactly is coming back for the country. Now, page 10, it's all about the story I talked about, Sharon and who killed Sharon. Judgment due in May. Then 350 Kenyans trapped in Myanmar job scammers, 39 jailed. The same story of duping Kenyans into abroad jobs and maybe opportunities, and that's the story you need to read from page 10. Then the backstops at City Hall over flood disaster. Then investment in maternal nutrition is key. Stories you need to read from page 12 of the Daily Nation. And then we're looking at another story here on page 13. Revamp City Airport to boost air travel safety. Then rewards of performing in madness. And we are looking at also the caricature on page 13 of the Daily Nation, where we're looking at our own speaker here and someone, this is NCAC, someone is being dipped somewhere. And okay, you read and get more information of the caricature from the same page. Then I think we shall be ending there. Then maybe top 40, under 40, It's all about business. That is that I want to. And maybe the last story, judge warns that contemptuous disregard for court orders in affront to the rule of law. Then county officials face civil jail over 1.2 billion fine. And we're ending there from the newspaper review. What's coming up next, all about the conversation I had promised all about. We shall be having Anjori Maina. She is Women Rep, Muranga County, and Boniface Kibuchi, Kirinyaga Youth Forum. We shall be knowing if the Kenyan or African politics are misusing or are using and overusing the young politicians or the young youth or the young politicians or the young upcoming leaders, or is it just made to benefit the politicians that we already have in place? Thank you for watching this morning live up to that segment. So we promise to be coming back shortly. Stay around.
Good morning, and thank you once again for the opportunity to be here. I'm glad and happy to join this conversation. That's great. How's your morning? My morning is good so far. I woke up very early, did some workouts, and here I am. Yes, ready for the conversation.
That's quite great. And now, you can talk of Kirinyaga Youth Forum before we get into the conversation.
Okay, thank you. Kirinyaga Youth Forum, as I've said before, is a platform for the youth with a purpose of uniting the youth with a shared purpose. We want to amplify our voices. We want to empower ourselves as the youth. We want to advocate for youth inclusive policies at the county government and the national level. We also want to promote youth engagement in leadership. We want to take up these positions so that we can contribute directly to transforming our societies. So Kirinyaga Youth Forum is just a platform for uniting the youth with a common goal of amplifying voices as a unit. And I believe when we come together, we are able to do a lot of things. Yes,
so that's great. Tukokadi.
Yes, Tukokadi. I would say Tukokadi is just our version of saying that we want to do more. We want to do more. More than just going to the streets, and more than just trying to air our voices. We want to be more active, more engaged in matters, politics, and governance of this country. And that's why we've decided to challenge each other to register as voters, because we've realized that we cannot change a lot from the outside. We have to do it within the system. We have to vote, we have to speak up, we have to take up these leadership positions, and we can only do that through engaging more. And the first step of doing that is registering as voters. Yes. And so generally, Tukokadi is a way of expressing ourselves. Remember, we are Gen Zs, we don't do it the normal way, all do it the common way. We have our own way of expressing our ideas and interests and agendas. Yes.
I think after you register a voter, you also have to vote, and there is an issue of being protecting your vote. How does that go?
First, as I said, we must start somewhere, and the very first step is registering as a voter. Number two is guarding your votes, so that you are not manipulated, you are not, your vote is not bought by someone. What has been happening in the past is that our youth, our young generations have been used by leaders into voting to them. But that's it's changing. I can see that we're experiencing some change, and we are quite informed and knowledgeable on the entire process. Yeah. Before what has been happening before is that the young generation or the youth rather have been loyal to individuals. Yeah. But recently there's a change, and I believe change is it takes it's a process. It's a process happening. And moving forward, we are not loyal to individuals. We are loyal. We are focusing on the ideas, agenda, and I believe the core thing is that as far as we are informed, our votes will be safeguarded. We'll vote according to the agendas we see our leaders present them, not by loyalty. What has been happening in the past. So our votes are guarded, and we are, as I said, guarded and compliant and biased.
Okay, I'm looking at a scenario where President William Ruto is also using the same narrative or the same slogan that Bado Tuko Kadi. Are you together with President William Ruto on this?
We are not together with head of state. As it has been happening before, he has hijacked our slogan, and he's trying to twist the narrative. What we mean by saying Tuko Kadi and the agenda behind it is not what he's trying to talk about, that telling the opposition that they are Kokadi. Many times it has happened, we start a good cause, we have pure intentions and for our nation, but our leaders come and jump in and try to corrupt some of us, and I hope that this time around none of us, the youth, will agree to being corrupted. So us will remain true to our agenda and interests. We'll continue pursuing what we want for this nation, what we want for tomorrow. And so it's not much, there's nothing much we can do about controlling leaders jumping into our slogans and into our movement. We'll just safeguard our interest and our focus, because again, we cannot lose focus by channeling our energy and our positions by talking back to our leaders who want to jump into our slogans and movements.
Okay. Are we getting drums from every other side? Drums of 1 term, drums of 2 terms. What does Tuko Kadi, what message does Tuko Kadi send to 1 term narrative and 2 term narrative, maybe to the team that is in position right
now? First, I want to say that Tuko Kadi has nothing to do with 1 term or 2 term. We are not aligning ourselves with any of those political alignments. Tuko Kadi is just we are pushing our agenda without necessarily aligning ourselves to either this 1 term or versus the 2 term. Because I believe before we come to whether we are supporting 1 term or 2 term, we need to discuss issues, real issues affecting Kenyans, the cost of living, employment issues, and many other issues that affect us as the citizens of this country. Before we engage with 1 term versus 2 term, because again, if you narrow down to the differences between the 1 term narrative and the 2 term narrative, I don't see a major difference. The differences are, if you narrow down, it's a personal interest agenda. I mean, we should focus on telling them what we want to do to them, and listening to what they want us to do for them, before we champion if we should get a 1 term or a 2 term. So we as a youth, we want to remain true to our agenda. We don't want to lose focus by aligning ourselves to either of the 2 narratives.
Okay, then I feel
Governor. Of course, there is an indirect message to the head of the state and our leaders that this time around politics might be different as compared to the past. because in the past the young people have not been. What has been happening in the past is that the young people have been very visible during the campaigns, but invisible during governance. We are trying to change that narrative. By registering as a voter, I feel that I'm responsible for the outcome of that election, and by voting, I'll take responsibility of the leadership that will come. And going forward, we want also to encourage ourselves to even take up these leadership positions. So there's no direct message to anyone. Yeah, we know what we want, and we'll pursue that to the end.
Yes. Okay, that's great. And we're looking at an issue where young people are used as criminals, and maybe when we look at the state or the situation of politics in Africa, you find maybe these politicians are using young people for their benefits, and we want to ask whether African politics,
the youth and the people of these countries are the same. Issues of taxation, bad governance, where, for example, in Senegal, the leader of the opposition was being the regime was trying to suppress opposition, and other issues on the people are trying to get accountability from the leaders. The issues affecting the region are the same. So it's quite evident that African leadership has failed the youth by not championing for our interests, by fairly not giving us an opportunity to express ourselves, not to be involved, not to be included in policies, and that has been expressed. That has been expressed fairly and loud enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. And I'm looking at a place where we had the anti-finance protest, that is 2024 July, somewhere there, and someone by the name Cashmwell was so audible, protecting the rights of the young people and maybe trying to curb the bill into becoming a law. Now, time moved on, and we later saw Cashmwell in very active politics and really in ODM. And what has changed for Cashmwell now that he was a very big voice for the young people?
Cashmwell and other people, let us not isolate him alone, was very vocal as the movement started. And what I'll say that with time, our interests are exposed. We get to know who's true to the movement and who has personal interest, who wants to gain self, who wants to get personal gains. It's quite unfortunate that in the past and by history, most of the youth have been betraying the cause and joining the regime, mostly due to economic vulnerability, I would say. But again, we cannot focus on one individual where we have a movement of so many people, so many young people, so many energetic people, and who are true to the cause. So I think we'll just allow whoever feels that and whoever is exposed, whoever time exposes their interests, we'll just have to abandon them and continue with our fight, our movement. But I would really, I would really love to get to that point where all of us are united in one agenda, where we do not have personal interests, and we remain true to our cause up to the end. That's where we look. But it's a journey. We'll get there. Before then, we are likely to lose some of those people who have personal interests. Yes.
And where do you think you young people are being exploited, maybe for political gains?
In the past, youth, or rather our young generation, has been really used during campaigns. The young people have been used for campaigns. The young people have been paid to listen, to provide crowds to the leaders or to those vying for various seats. The young people have been used to cause chaos, to really make noise online, to defend some of these leaders. And it's quite unfortunate that one common thing drives them to arrive at that, and it's economic vulnerability. Because majority of these people are unemployed, they have no source of income, so they are vulnerable. And they see this as an opportunity to get something, but it's in the short term. Again, that has been happening in the past, and I believe that will end by next year's elections. By 2032, politics will have transitioned in this country, and the young people will no longer be manipulated and used by the political class of this country. It's something that's changing, and change is inevitable, and I see ourselves getting there. Yes.
Okay, that's great. And we're looking at a place whereby young people are very active during campaign periods and times, but after the voting is done, after we've done the elections, you become sidelined. Why do you think that happens?
The reason why that has been happening, sidelining of our youth and our young generations after elections, is because in the past we have been loyal and blind to individuals. We have been voting blindly. So what happens is that after the campaigns, of course, we are not included in the government. We are not included in the policies. We remain jobless. The policies that are enacted no longer serve our interests. It's because we did not take our responsibility at the campaigns and the election time. And that's the major issue that we have to start there. We have to change our mindset, our perspective about voting, about whom we vote for, what we look for while voting, so that when we vote right, when we make the right decisions at the ballots, I believe we'll be included even during governance. We shall no longer be invincible after the elections. Yes.
Do you think these people are just using or investing in young people, or they're just mobilizing them there for their political benefits and advantages?
The mobilization that has been happening is for their personal political gains, I believe, because time and again, after getting the seats, after getting in office, they no longer champion for what they were selling to the young people during that time of mobilizing them, seeking their support, and promising them a lot of things. Once they are in office, they change the entire thing. They champion policies which again oppress the youth and the nation at wide. So I believe that revelation that reveals that whatever was happening during the campaigns was of personal interests. Because if you cannot maintain what you sold to us, if you cannot deliver what you promised during the campaign period, then it means you had your personal interest. And time and again, they have been exposed. The leaders have been exposed of their personal interest, what they want to gain for themselves. But again, I'll insist that such kind of politics is coming to an end in this country. Yes.
Good. And you also talked of economic vulnerability. That I'm also looking at the issue of unemployment in the youth. And I'm concerned, what do you think is the role played by unemployment to maybe youth being manipulated into politics?
The issue of unemployment really plays a very big role in politics, and in politics of manipulation and everything. Because someone who is not employed, has no source of income, struggles to pay rent, struggles to afford food, struggles to even set up a business. is likely to be manipulated. Yeah, is likely to be sweet talked for some temporal gain, for some short-term gains, and I do not blame those people entirely, because if they can find a short relief, what it's convenient for them, and they might fall trap to that. But with this generation, with the kind of knowledge we have, how we are informed, the potential that we have, the energy that we have, the unity we have, and we believe in ourselves. I believe we can try to challenge that now by not going for the short-term relief, but looking at the long-term solutions. Let us agree to suffer temporarily for a better tomorrow. Yeah, and that's what has been lacking in the past. Yeah, we've not had that kind of we've not been informed that much that it's better to invest in our future, not look at short-term gains, but look into long-term future solutions. Yes.
Okay, are you shaping policies, or you just mobilizing for forth?
Yes.
Are you shaping policies, or now in a slogan like this one you've got, the Tuko Kadi? Are you just shaping policies, or will you be just looking for votes?
We will be looking for votes, and also bringing up our own policies. Policies that serve the people, policies that have the interest of the people. They are the core interests. We'll be championing for our rights, for policies that really care about us. So yes, we'll be doing more of mobilizing votes and people registering as voters, but at the same time champion for what we believe will serve will serve us best. Yes.
Okay. Now I'm looking at a place whereby we are trying to make a balance of the old politicians, and maybe you coming in. Will you be coming in as politicians, or will you be coming in as leaders?
The old politicians will, of course, we'll be doing our own assessment to differentiate between the politicians and leaders. We want leaders. Many a times the old politicians, the majority of them have been fitting into the system, fitting into the broken system where systems have failed, systems have not been effective. And that's what we are challenging. We want leaders who will fix the system. So, in as much as we want the young generation to take up the mantle, to take up these leadership positions, of course we'll integrate the good. We will sort out. We'll sort out politicians and leaders. Of course, by assessing the values in these leaders. What they have done and what they are likely to do once they are in office, and that whole assessment, and we have been doing so. That will enable us to come up to a conclusion and make the right decisions. Yes.
Then we're looking at the youth representation in leadership still low. What do you think our politics in Kenya, maybe across Africa, is failing to do, or is failing to apply to make sure that maybe your representation in leadership is a bit high?
Historically, politics and leadership, what has been happening in the past is that for you to get to office, for you to get power, you have first to be financially well. You have to have a lot of money to lure people, to manipulate people to vote for you. So in the past it has been quite impossible and quite difficult for the youth, for the young people who have tried to go for these seats and positions. And to enable that, to make it possible for us, the youth, to take up these leadership positions, we have to change the entire system, the entire narrative about politics and leadership and governance. That we are not voting because you have given us tokens, you have given us a lot of things during campaigns, and because we have seen that happen before, and such leaders who do that during campaigns, once they are in office, they are likely to serve themselves first, and within no time of them serving themselves, the 5 years is over. So we have to change the narrative, the entire narrative, that we will be voting values. We want to vote for integrity. We want to vote we want to base our voting on different assessment. We want to do it differently. We don't want to go the old way, where the young people have found it very difficult, very tough to compete, to even compete with the other contestants. Yes.
Okay, that's great. This is Morning Life. My name is Jeff Kimayo Somba, and we're talking about the African politics and the young people. If the political leaders are taking advantage of the young people in this country. So keep on following this conversation, and I hope until we get to the end of it, you shall have understood what you need to have understood when it comes to leaders and the young people in Africa. Now, Boniface, I'm looking at a place whereby when you combine yourself, or when you try to group yourself as very powerful young voters, will politicians or will political parties or political leaders fear you as a very strong, very candid young voters?
Yes, of course, the politicians and the old class leaders will fear. By unity we send a very strong message, and it's evident in the past what a united youth can do, or what we are capable of doing. So, but again, I think we should change the entire thing, that the leaders and the system should not fear us, because a system that fears the young generation has already failed the generation. Because why, if the systems are strategic and the systems they favor our say at the I mean, if the systems are built in a way they can accommodate our policies, our grievances, I mean, there is no cause for alarm, there is no cause for the fear, and if at all it's the entire system favors what we are advocating for, and they are willing to do that. I think the fear intention only comes when we have different interests, and I believe there's a possibility of us having common, honest, and true interests for the common people and as a youth as well. Yes.
Now, getting back to your slogan, Tuko Kadi, how many voters are you expecting to be registered, and what time? We're expecting to maximize the number of voters in this country, because the majority of the population of this country is the youth. I'm not quite sure of the numbers, but we want to ensure that more than 90% of the youth, that's between 18 and 35, have registered as voters. We have not set deadlines for this. It's a process, it's a movement that will go up to the end. We want to turn every stone if possible. But of course, it might not be possible, but we want to harness our efforts to do the maximum we can. Yeah, so the movement will continue up to the end, and I believe we'll see positive results. We'll see something that is different from the past, because it's challenging each and every one of us, the youth of this country, to take up the responsibility, because it's not just taking up registering as a voter. It's more than that. It means that you want to take actions to
you want to be more involved. You want to take responsibility of the leadership of this country, because at the end, leadership will affect you who voted and you who has not been voting. So as far as we concerned with the numbers, we hope to achieve the maximum that we can do. Yes.
And what mechanisms have you put in place to make sure every young person has gotten that weapon? Then again, they've voted come that time, 2027.
The means that we are using is we have started with social media, because I believe this generation we have a social advocacy, and it has worked in the past. By having those challenges, and I mean each and every one of us, the youth, has access to the internet, and in one way or the other, be it on X, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, they'll come up with this. They'll see this information. They'll see this this movement that we are encouraging us to register as voters, and we'll continue pushing. Of course, as the young generation do things differently, I'm quite sure there's a concert. I don't know if we'll have concerts, and the entrance will be a voter's card. I mean, without that, you will not access the festivities there. We are creative, and we'll come up with more strategies as the young people to make sure that majority of us, and if possible, all of us, register as voters. We register as voters first, then bring in the discussion that it's not enough to register as a voter. You have to wake up on that. You have to turn out. You have to turn out. You have to be there. You have to show up. You have to turn that vote into action. It's a one step at a time, I believe. So let us register as voters first, then push now to use that voters card into actions now. Yes.
Okay, now I feel you need to traverse across the 47 counties in Kenya, so that maybe this your message is maybe received by each and every other person, and maybe voters. Now, what mechanisms are you using to make sure that maybe each and every young person from every region gets this information, and specifically to Kokadi?
Yeah, what we are doing to make sure that each and every one of us, regardless of which part of the country they are, get the information. It's we first of all we'll be doing this for a long time, and we'll not get tired, and we'll as time goes by, we'll try to have, of course we have limitations, funding and everything, but the young people have a way of even raising funds, and it has been evident in the past in the social media. If it comes to that, we'll create our own. We'll have our own media and the publicity team to go to every part of this country, because I believe it's possible. It's possible. We just have to be organized, and we have to strategize that. We have so many people willing to invest into this movement, and start with us. Majority of us are willing to invest whatever small we have. Once we bring it together, I believe it's possible to inform each and every young person in this country. We just have to be organized, remain true to the cause, and then have strategy. Because I believe even if we focus in per counties, for the 47 counties, then we narrow down to constituencies, we narrow down to wards. It's possible and it's achievable, and it's just the beginning. It's just it has just started. It's something that will be going on for a long time, and as we progress, we'll come up with more and better strategies to make sure that whatever we have started gets to the end, and it's fruitful. Yes.
How has social media changed your political influence?
Social media has greatly influenced has changed our political influence, because one, social media is a tool for information to us, the young people. before listening to news, before watching the TVs, listening to radios, we are informed by social media. And once you are informed, now you take action on whatever information you have gotten. So social media, is a very powerful tool to us, because to be engaged, we have to be informed first. We inform ourselves, then we take action, then we get engaged. And that's why we come up with strategies. We include, and the social media allows us to have that unity. Even if we are not at the same place, we are different parts of the country. As long as we have access to social media, we are able to come together and for a shared goal, for a common purpose. So social media is a great tool, and that's why it was very sad to see a move to legislate some of the social media platforms, because it's really serving us, and I can only hope that we'll do more and better. We'll achieve greater things by social media. Yes.
Okay, we've been looking at young people organizing protests around, and are these protests made to make a change, or they're just temporary pressures?
Protests are meant to make changes. But again, protest is just one way. It's just one of the many ways of forcing changes. And I want to say that protests are meant to be constructive, as long as institutions are responsive. There's rule of law that applies, and we do not have people hijacking the interest that the protests. The protest, I want to insist again that the intentions of protests is not to cause chaos. Protests are just a means of communication. It's just that we are trying to communicate something to our leaders and our institutions of governance. We are trying to communicate. But what makes protest to chaos is when now institutions fail. Institutions are not responsible. They do not cooperate, because if we are allowed to do our protest peacefully without any person with personal interests trying to infiltrate the protest to change the agendas of the protest, the protest would be so constructive, and the intention is just one: to communicate, to send a message to the leaders, to the institutions of governance. We are just trying to communicate, and I believe going forward, our way of protest and our manners, the manner in which we'll carry out, I would like to see a point when protests in this country are constructive, and that calls upon all institutions involved to be responsive and responsible, and to accept that we are just communicating. Yes.
You've talked of change that is brought in by protests. Now, and this is a pressure, or this is done towards our leaders that we already have. What if they don't feel the pressure that you're mounting on them?
Now, they must feel the pressure, and they ought to feel the pressure, because us going to the streets is because we are feeling the pressures as well from them, and from the policies that they are championing, from the laws that they, for example, the finance bill that was almost enacted. We are feeling the pressures, and it's becoming difficult from our end. And if we try to communicate through other means, if we are not listened to, we have to make sure that we are also felt, and we must be listened to. Now that doesn't allow room for whether we'll be felt or not. We must be felt, we must be seen, we must be heard, and we must see that truly we have been listened to by seeing other alternative actions, alternative solutions, alternative policies that include what we champion by those protests. So protests come by us feeling the pressures of high cost of living, us having no opportunities, and not being listened to. We have to now reciprocate the same pressure. It must be felt, and we must be heard. Yes.
Great. And is civic education preparing young people to join politics actively?
Yes, civic education really plays a role in pushing the young people to politics and being involved actively in matters, governance, leadership, and politics. Because I believe the intentions of civic education is to, one, inform people about their responsibility, their roles they have, the roles that they play in matters governance in this country. Also inform them what they should expect from the leaders, so that it doesn't seem like it's they're getting favors or something. It's basically informing and educating. I believe knowledge is power, and with civic education, if we are all knowledgeable, then it goes without saying that we'll want to take up actions. We want to be more responsible of our actions, so that again we don't complain in the future for something that for mistakes that we make. So civic education is basically informing, educating, and equipping people with knowledge, so that now we can use this knowledge to actions. Yes.
Are young leaders being supported by the system that is already in, or are you just being blocked out?
The systems have not been that supportive to young leaders, unless young leaders affiliate to themselves, to the system, and they support them regardless of the whatever they are championing, whatever the system is really for. And it's quite unfortunate that such systems exist, and we will have to strive to eliminate such systems. We want systems that support our young people, because what has been happening in the past is that for you to really be supported by the system, you have to be in government to start with. You have to support them regardless of whatever they are doing to us, and us on the receiving end. So we want systems that will support the youth and the young generation at large, regardless of their stand at first, regardless of where they stand. Because in the past, even access to resources has proven that it's dependent on your proximity to power, not the other way. And I believe leadership and government exists because of the people and for the people. It's quite unfortunate that whatever has been illustrated is the other way around. That you really need the government more than the government needs you. And we are trying to change that. We are trying to change the entire system so that we can fit and feel comfortable. So that even as we air out our grievances and our different opinions politically, we are accommodated. Whatever exists right now does not accommodate that, and it has proven that time and again.
Okay, great. What responsibility are you taking to make sure, as young people, that this system is changed and really changed, to make sure that political arena or political suits in this country fit you well?
What we are doing to make sure that these systems suit us is that we want to be part of the system, because you cannot do much from outside. You have to be in the system, and that will encompass so many things. And some of those things is that as the youth will take up some of these leadership positions. I'm quite certain that next year we'll have so many people of the young generation going up for these seats. and those people, they know our cause, they know our agenda, they know our interests, they know our grievances, and I believe if they remain true to our to what we are trying to fight for, what we are trying to achieve, then we'll have systems that favor our interests. So it's just really us taking up the mantle, making the decisions, the right decisions, voting by values, not otherwise. So I believe what we are doing, or all the actions that we are doing, is the end goal is to have systems that work for us, and those systems have to be by us. And us have to be part of those systems. Yes.
And do you think African youth will change or break the cycle of patronage politics?
Yes, I do believe that African politics will change and will break the cycle of what has been happening in the past. Of course, it's a tough journey, it's a long journey, but with time and eventually we'll get there. We'll get there because it's one step at a time, of course, and we'll make sure that we wipe the slate clean. And of course, it's not a very easy thing, and I only hope and trust that we'll remain, we will not get tired to really push for the change, because it's time now we change, we enhance the change, because the question is how long do we wait? Yeah, how long do we wait for politics to really serve us? Yeah, because we have entrusted leadership and governance to some class, and that hasn't worked out very well. So the end goal is to change the politics, and everything that we've been doing as young people leads to that at the end, I believe. Yes.
That's great. What reforms do you think need to be put in place to make sure that you survive or even you fit into politics?
I believe the kind of reforms that need to be done. One, youth inclusive. We need to have youth inclusive policies at the national level, and the only way to have those reforms is by us being at the mantle, by us taking up the leadership mantle, and being fair, and having people who are by us, because the people who have been there have been championing their own and other agendas that we do not champion for. So I believe it's a matter of having the right policies, the right people, so that even those laws that are passed, those bills, as they are being discussed, whoever is discussing those bills and laws at the table has our interests at heart and in their mind. Yeah, so it's just having the entire system by our interest, the systems having our interest. I believe having policies and laws that works for us will be easy if we take up the mantle and make sure that our interests are served. Yes.
Okay, now we always keep saying that we're in Africa, and there are some sentiments that we're getting from our top leaders, from one leader to the other. Would you think such sentiments or statements reflect well, or do they look like changing the young people into fit into who they are?
Recently the sentiments that we have seen, politicians being at each other, I want to start by saying it's very sad and quite unfortunate to see such discussions going on between leaders. I believe we should be discussing other issues, key issues, real issues that affect all of us, not personal issues that affect individuals. Of course, politicians will try to change, will try to influence, will try to manipulate us, to back them up, to get to the world of doing things, but because no one likes change, no one likes change, but change is inevitable. I believe as long as we remain true to ourselves, we resist such kind of approaches from the leaders, from the government, because of course they'll try to do everything they can to lure us into their side. We'll fight that to the end, and I believe we'll achieve what initially have started.
Okay, that's great. And our time is almost up, but in 20 seconds, should you be so rich to become a political leader, or to start dreaming of becoming a political leader?
You don't have to be so rich to become a leader in this country. Of course, in the past, that has been the case, that you have to be rich to become a leader in this country, because whatever people have been voting for and whatever they should be voting for is different. We are trying to change that, and I believe at the end of it, if we achieve our goals, that we inform all of us that we want to vote for values, we want to vote for agenda, we want to vote for actions, then the issue of you being rich or not will not count. The politics of having to use money to get votes will end by 2027, in my view. By the next elections, as young people will be enlightened, and we'll vote. We'll base our voting on different agendas, different systems, different values. So at the end, money will not count in a lot, but that's what has been happening in the past.
Okay, that's great. And maybe you final word?
My final word is that I would like to call upon our leaders to listen to the young people, to table what they have to say, and accommodate their grievances, our policies, basically, because change is a transition. We would like us to be one. We would like us to transition smoothly from the old kind of leadership to what we believe is right leadership. So we would like to have everyone play their role responsibly, and to cooperate and collaborate, so that again we don't have, it's not necessary to have those chaos resisting change. So I would like to call up to them to accept, to accommodate the young people. Yes.
Then finally, a message from Tuko Kadi.
A message from Tuko Kadi. I want to talk to everyone in this country to join us in our movement, to be responsible for governance, to be responsible for leadership, to be responsible for politics of this country. Ensure that you register as a voter, and then make sure that you use that vote wisely to make the right decisions, so that we do not regret after a few years. So Tukokad will continue engage, will continue encouraging all of us to register as voters and to be involved in matters politics. It's the narrative that politics, I'm not interested in politics. Politics affects all of us. So it's high time we shape up politics and leadership in this country, and it starts at the ballots.
Yes,
that's
great. And thank you so much, Boniface Kibuchi, for crowning this event on EBN TV. And we wish to welcome you again, or even to invite you for another session. And to our viewers, we want to thank you so much for watching us from the start of the day until this morning. You've been watching Morning Live. with me, Jeffrey Kimayo Somba, or JKS. Until next time, we want to bless your day and wish you all the best as you follow on our subsequent bulletins and programs. Good day.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Sports isn't just a game. It's passion.
He's done it. Jakob Mensik is the champion in Miami.
Drama.
Man, oh, come on now.
In the thrill of the unexpected. From the stadiums to the streets, we bring the game to you.
We bring you exclusive insights from the pros, bold predictions, and in-depth analysis like never seen before.
Get ready for the action, the controversy,
And this is bubbled over. Montez shown red.
and the moments that define greatness. The Scoreboard, where every game is the biggest game.
Are you ready for an uplifting experience? On Your Faith Today, dive deep into the life-changing message from the Word of God. Join Reverend Felix Kavoy as he shares powerful insights that will inspire, encourage, and strengthen your faith.
It is one thing to receive a prophetic word. It is another thing altogether to see that prophetic word come to pass in your life.
But that's not all. Experience special sessions of worship that will stir your soul and draw you closer to God. Prepare to be moved, uplifted, and connected with His Word as we come together in faith. Catch Your Faith Today every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Tune in and let your spirit be renewed.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Here unfolds the pillars, a single man platform designed to allow her heal, be encouraged, and be transformed for the kingdom of God. I'm your host, Mary Njeri Ndomo. Follow me on EBN TV every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Thank you.
From Nairobi, Kenya, this is EBN TV.
What makes a good morning show? Relevance.
Mambo ya housing itatuletea manufaa makubwa katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tuko na nafasi kubwa ya kubadilisha Kenya.
Tone.
This is a clear picture of a government who is supposed to protect his citizens stealing from the same city.
Narrative.
He has already poked holes on whether or not the public participation done was up to par and whether or not he has got a bargaining ground at the corridors of court if it gets to the courts.
And most importantly, value.
If you go to arrest a corrupt person, the interpretation of a corrupt person is that person is a thief. Exactly. And there is a law that bides a thief.
We don't just go to where the story is. We sieve through it, narrow it down, and serve it accurate.
What the principles of public participation that was supposed to have been enacted by the August House, this is the National Assembly, but they did not do, which was a disservice to them.
Balanced, realistic.
Doesn't matter whatever they are taking, whether it's hard drugs or alcohol or cigarette or marijuana, it doesn't matter what they are taking. You just deal with the client on an individual basis.
And distinctive.
We are here just to put up what we see as Gen Zs. We just want to say what we see because we're the one who are experiencing it.
But that's not all. Get ready to be inspired as we welcome a star-studded lineup of guests, talented actors.
80% ya life ya actor ni kukataliwa. Vile ukipata moja for that one vashita, there's like 20 failed auditions.
Inspiring poets.
Baba akaniambia, mwanangu, unapofeli anguka, inuka, jikukute tena, songa mbele. Maana Yesu katika safari yake ukombozi wa mwanadamu alianguka mara 3 na baadaye alimkomboa mwanadamu.
Dazzling models.
Like we have to smile, you have to, whatever you're wearing you have to show us,
Soulful musicians, passionate achievements, and gifted portrait artists. They are here to share their journeys, their artistry, and their visions for a vibrant future.
Morning Live with me, Jeff Kimai.
EBN TV is opening its doors to the world through EBN Gospel Storm, a powerful opportunity designed to take your message beyond borders. For an annual subscription of only 5,000 shillings, you gain access to a global gospel platform, and once subscribed, you can hear a 30-minute sermon for just 1,000 shillings. At EBN TV, we are raising 13 gospel voices every day, one preacher every hour. This is your platform to reach a wider audience, to amplify your calling, and to spread the gospel to the nations.
How do we position ourselves? Is it physical or is it spiritual? This book that we preach to position you. Salvation is actually a positioning. And the preachers preach endlessly in every place to position men that they can see God.
Start with EBN. Join the gospel storm. Minister to the world.
EBN TV, preaching Christ, touching lives, and changing nations.
From the book of Acts chapter 3 verse 19. Repent therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, so that times of refreshing may come from the presence of the Lord. This is Reverend Nathan Chue Muko of Redeemed Gospel Church, Mulolongo, Sufficient Grace Center. Join me in EBN TV every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for a time of refreshment as we share the word of God together.
Thank you.
Up next on EBN TV.
And now, let's get ready to receive the ministry of Reverend Felix Kavoi. He is the founder and lead pastor at Redeemed Gospel Church Buruburu in the area churches overseer at Eastland area of Redeemed Gospel Churches. Reverend Felix Kavoi is a passionate minister of the Word of God and a committed laborer of the vineyard of our Lord Jesus Christ. And now, let's receive Reverend Felix Kavoi.
You must have Jesus. So as long as a woman was taking Jesus as an option, as one of the options, she could not be healed. It was until she came to the place where she exhausted her options. Hallelujah. You know, the Bible, I told you last Sunday, this Bible is written so that you don't have to go through the same processes. Amen. So she had options. No focus on Jesus. I can be healed by the other physician in Mombasa. I can be healed by the other one. And I said everyone who takes Jesus as the only option, they have come to the place where miracles happen. Your amen is lacking. If Jesus becomes your option, you have come to the place where miracles happen.